place to talk.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station or iHeart Media.
From the fast action of the trading pit to the power brokers making the headlines, you'll hear it all on the Traders Network Show with your host, Michael Yorba. All right. Michael interviews the front page titans about the latest in trading tools and market trends in stocks, commodities, bonds, forex, and derivatives. The Traders Network helps you stay ahead of the curve and delivers tomorrow's trade today. Now, here's your host, Michael Yorba.
Welcome back to the Traders Network. I'm Michael Yorba, your host. Thanks for joining us. Broadcasting to you live from the Dallas KFXR 1190 AM iHeart Media studios and worldwide through yorbamedia.com. All right, I'm joined on the show right now with Brogard, CEO, Forest Economics Limited. He's calling in to us from Denmark, if I get that right. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Michael.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Glad you're here, You've for the last 6 years, you've founded two consultancy companies specializing in international investments, corporate fundraising, and now you're the CEO of Forest Economics. Give us a little bit more background on what you bring to the table with Forest Economics, because I know you've got a huge background in investments, investment banking, things of this nature.
That's right. Well, I founded my first consulting company in 2009, and Forest Economics is my second. And we found out that the industry is taking a huge what can you say a huge difference in what we have experienced in the past. So what we have done is to build Forest Economics also to bring a better sustainable business model, both for ourselves but also for our clients on both sides of the table.
Now, you've got offices in the UK and in Denmark, and you've got some interesting things that you're doing here. You're an international entrepreneur. You've got investment clients all over the globe, but you're focusing on Africa, right?
Yeah, we have set up our own office in Cameroon, Western Africa, this year, and we have done that because we see Western Africa as the next tiger economy after Asia. And that's mostly because we can see that the African market and the African population, a lot of people is now going from poverty to be, what can you say, middle class in their society. And that, of course, gives them a demand for goods, which they can see we have in the Western world. And therefore we see a lot of activity and a lot of opportunity in that market at the moment.
Now, you've got a wealth of background in general business, the stock market. I'm sure that you know your way around the foreign currency markets too. Being that most people in Europe and Asia are more familiar with that than they are in the United States. They've grown up with currency trading.
Sure. Yeah.
So, why, with all of these things going on, potential financial crises all over the place, why are you focused on Africa? What's the big deal with there? I understand that that's a potentially very unstable market, but yet you're going into it.
Yeah, we're going into it on a different way we would approach other markets, I would say. And that's also why we have set up our own office and have built up in the last couple of years a huge network in regards to both in the business world, but also in the politician world there. And we need to be there on the ground and take care of the investment we are making and the products we're going into, and also. Of course, as you say, it's a risk area, so you need to be on the ground. You need to be there both to secure your own funds, but also to give education, to help and support the businesses you bring to market. And when you do that, the profit market is enormous. and that's why we see that as the future.
Now you're focusing on West Africa as the next tiger economy. Why are you focusing on West Africa? What is specific to West Africa that's got you so enthused with it?
Well, West Africa is what can you say, a model of the entire Africa. So we start there because alone in Nigeria, let's take that as an example. There are 180 million people there in that market alone, and that is of course a huge market, and I think the third most populated country in the world at the moment, and that will grow as we speak. So alone in that market, and the opportunity to get business started, to get land, to get all the opportunity there is really cheap in compared to let's say Asia at the moment.
What you mentioned? Let me jump in there with you because you really got me wound up here. You'd mentioned the political environment there. Is that something that, because if you're going to go in there, get on the ground floor, like you said, and you're going to establish, a beachhead for your business and actually put money at risk in that industry sector, you've got to be connected to the political environment so they don't steal your company. Is that that also part of your business model?
Yeah. The business model is also to lobby the political environment there, because you need that to get things going in Africa as well.
Oh yeah.
You also need that if you are talking about huge business in, let's say, China and stuff like that. But mostly in Africa, also middle sized company and large company need to have an understanding of the culture, mm-hmm. and also an understanding that the political environment is also a big part of the future in the country, and also a big part of your business.
What kind of companies are you taking to West Africa, or finding in West Africa and investing in?
Mostly we are looking at the banker, microfinance, mm-hmm. Agriculture, due to the lack of food in the world. That is very interesting. I think in 10-15 years you will see that we will have a huge demand on food worldwide. And in Africa at the moment, when you go in and you take care of it, and maybe also bring some of the technology they don't have, you can actually put in small kind of money, get huge assets out of it, and then grow that asset base in a way you can't do any other places in the world as we see today.
When you say microfinancing, that sounds like you could cover a lot of ground and develop businesses all over that area that would be coming back to you for more and more financing. It's almost like you're taking the concept of agriculture and you're putting it into finance to people who normally wouldn't have access to money. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, that's correct, of course. There's a lot of synergies going into microfinance and starting to finance businesses, and then also try to with our own office there, try to product management some of those companies with our own team, because when they grow, they need more finance, and as we know the companies from let's say day one we step in. We can with our offices in Europe, we can help them organize and structure the finance so they can grow on a let's say transparent kind of way, which is also needed because you need that in the market, and the most companies down there is not so transparent as the we would like to in the Western world.
Well, no.
So we are trying to get around the full business and try to understand the business model, and then help them gain transparent business and also gain finance in a world in a way they can't get now, and that way growth the business, both themselves but also our own business down there.
Is West Africa one of the better places to be able to easily move money in and out of? Because some countries, you got a roadblock. You might be able to put some money in, but you can't take it out. How are you finding that climate on that basis?
Well, there is all kinds of big banks down there, also American banks, of course. Mm-hmm. They all have branches in Western Africa and in most of the countries, I would say. So it's definitely possible to get money moved around, but still some places, I would say, but that's also the part in South Africa, which are the most developed country in Africa at the moment, I think. And there you can't take money in and out unless you give them, let's say, 3 to 5 week notice. So the situation is not like we know it in the Western world to just transfer money from your iPad or something like that. But with the right planning, it can be done. And
the right connections. Right.
That too, of course.
All right. Let's do this. Let's take a break for a minute, and when we come back, I want to talk about your new venture fund out there. Okay?
Sure.
All right. We'll be right back on the other side of this break with Per Brogard, CEO, Forest Economics. Web address feconomics.com. On the other side, we're going to talk about his new venture fund in that part of the world.
Hi, friend. Willie Lambright here, your host of Real Estate Talk. Real estate changes people's lives. If you don't think so, join me each Sunday from 1 to 6 o'clock as we do the ins and outs of real estate for you and your family. You'll be glad you did.
I'm Dr. James, founder of Diamond Physicians, a concierge medicine practice located in Dallas, Texas. Our Diamond 360 Advanced Physical Exam has been created for people like you who live a high-stress, fast-paced life. Every 40 seconds, someone in the U.S. experiences a life-changing heart attack or debilitating stroke. Negative stress tests and normal cholesterol levels do not exclude you. Half of all fatal heart attacks occur without warning. Diamond goes beyond traditional medicine with the Diamond 360 Advanced Physical Exam, proven to prevent heart attacks, strokes, and diabetes. Contact Diamond now at 214-395-3491. That's 214-395-3491. Or visit our website at diamondphysicians.com to take the Diamond Challenge. If your Diamond 360 reveals perfect health, receive a full refund. Your loved ones will thank you.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies, and rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, for a man age 45 non-tobacco user, it's $1 million of coverage and $75 per month level rate for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110 per month, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rate guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Termbusters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call today for a quote at 1-800-862-8376. That's 1-800-862-8376. You're probably paying more than you should. Call Termbusters at 1-800-862-8376 or visit our website at termbusters.net. Remember, 1-800-862-8376. Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting. Exam required to qualify.
This is Dr. James, CEO and founder of Diamond Physicians, a direct medicine practice that combines exemplary customer service, state-of-the-art medical technology, compassionate physicians, and 24-hour medical access to revitalize healthcare delivery in America. Diamond is searching for investors to join the solution for rising healthcare costs. We have reached a paradigm shift in the healthcare market. Now is the time to invest in Diamond, a brand that has gained national attention by delivering affordable concierge medicine. Visit diamondphysicians.com/franchise to learn more about franchise opportunities.
Okay, guys, when it comes to shaving, you've got to check out Harry's.com. Why pay $32 for an 8-pack of blades? Harry's high-quality German-engineered blades are half the price of drugstore brands. Harry's starter set with a razor, 3 blades, and shave cream is just $15 with free shipping. With promo code 6060, you get $5 off your first order. After using code 6060 at checkout, you can get an entire month's worth of shaving for just $10. That's Harry's.com, code 6060.
BTJ Consulting was founded specifically to consult with accredited investors on how best to manage their oil and gas investments. The emphasis is not only on direct participation in drilling projects, but includes opportunities in the purchasing of oil rigs, service and equipment companies, real estate and/or the purchase of royalty interest through lease pooling. This strategy further mitigates risk and spreads their clients' investments over the entire sector whenever possible. For more information, call 469-518-5008 or info@btjconsulting.com. 469-518-5008 or info@btjconsulting.com. That's 469-518-5008 or info@btjconsulting.com. And tell them Yorba sent you.
Welcome back to the Traders Network. I'm Michael Yorba, your host, broadcasting to you live from the Dallas KFXR 1190 AM iHeart Media Studios and worldwide through yorbamedia.com. All right, I'm joined on the show with Brogard, CEO, Forest Economics Limited. The web address is feconomics.com. All right, we were talking about all of the commotion and the investment that's really focused in West Africa, and you're setting up a venture fund there, right?
Yeah, we're in the process of setting up a venture fund at the moment, and that's because we have funded the products down there ourselves in a period now, and we want, of course, to scale this in a bigger scale. And we see a lot of, as I said before, synergies between the companies and the platform we want to do, especially on the finance side and also the education side of the companies we're interested in. So there's a lot of cheap assets at the moment which can easily be with the right finance and with the right team, be utilized to something really big.
When you say assets that you can come to own or come to partner with, the things that come to my mind are natural resources, mining, oil, the fishing industry, the farming industry. Are you finding good bargains in those areas?
I would say in regards to natural resources, it is possible, but it's not something we would go in and take as a first step. I would say to go in mining and diamond industry and stuff like that, which a lot of people is interested in when it comes to Western Africa, is also a big risk as I see it, because you need to have also the right connection to get the right spots.
So you're really focusing on medium-sized businesses that are going to help diversify the economy, is what I'm getting.
That's correct, and also medium-sized businesses which can contribute each other, but also the growing medium-sized, not medium-sized, but the growing need of consumer products in the market as we see it.
So you're also helping with the import of foreign products into the economy and then creating distribution networks. Is that it?
That's correct. Yeah, that's one of the plans as well.
What are some of the big movers right now on that basis?
In regards to import?
Yeah, the types of consumer products that are now finding their way to West Africa, and that you're.
Go ahead. Yeah, I would still say secondhand cars, electronics, stuff like that is really big at the moment. Also because people have been used to not having anything, and when they get a little, they would like to show the world that they can buy the same thing that we have as natural in the Western world.
Wow, I never would have thought about secondhand cars. Huh. So
secondhand cars is a big market.
So this is an economy in the Western Africa that you're getting a beachhead, a foothold on, that is really taking the things that other mature economies have taken for granted and are now importing those articles over there, and then creating distribution networks and building up car dealerships, building up clothing stores, building up cosmetic stores, things of that nature, textiles.
That's correct. Yeah.
All right.
Because, yeah.
All right.
When there is a middle class growing, which we can see at the moment, and that will not stop over the next 10, 15 years. That will just increase. They don't want to hide away their money. They want to spend them because they have not been used to spend them, so they want to spend them. And we would like to help them to import a lot of stuff that they can spend them on, of course.
Let's talk about the types of financing that you're doing, because I know that you're also going to be launching a crowdfunding platform specifically for this area. But bring us up to speed on how you got started, the type of investments and financing that you did for the businesses, and where you're going to go with that.
Yeah. We have been working on, from the start, only on international fundraising, sitting with the company clients side of the table, and bringing an investor to the table. So that is what started our business and our business model. And as I said earlier, I could see that this type of corporate finance business were not sustainable in the future. The technology, let's say crowdfunding, the banking industry, which is not going very well. All that type of, and also the lack of investors after the financial crisis has shown that we needed a more sustainable business plan and business model, and that's why we set up and first of all